Is there a potential chance that the San Francisco 49ers could add maybe one of two potential big name wide receivers this offseason? As we know, this team has been going through a bit of a retooling process. And when you look at the 49ers offense in totality, it has stayed relatively the same, but there have been some changes as well. And as we do know, Brandon Ayuk is expected to start the season on PUP. This was actually from Matt Mayoko just yesterday, talking about the situation, believing that he will miss a good portion of training camp and miss the first 4 weeks of the season. Also, on top of that, Demarcus Robinson is caught up in a bit of a little bit of legal trouble stemming from a DUI that he received last year. There is an expectation he could miss up to 3 games at the beginning of the year. That would leave the San Francisco 49ers with Jawan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, their fourth-round draft pick, Jordan Watkins, out of Ole Miss, uh, last year's fourth-round draft pick, Jacob Cowing, along with Tariq Owens, Isaiah Nayer, who's an undrafted free agent, Junior Bergen, who was their seventh-round draft pick, and as well as Isaiah Hodgins, Russell Gage, and Trent Taylor. So the names that have been connected to the San Francisco 49ers are Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper. Yes, they aren't in their primes anymore. Amari Cooper is 30 years old and Keenan Allen is 33. But when you look at what they did last season, they were still somewhat productive. You look at Amari Cooper, who was traded mid-season from the Browns to the Bills. He had 85 receptions for 547 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns, whereas Keenan Allen, who was on the Bears, I believe this was his first season with the Bears since leaving the Chargers. Um, he put up 70 receptions for 744 yards and 7 touchdowns. Not bad for Keenan Allen. So the question becomes, would the San Francisco 49ers seriously consider adding one of these free agent wide receivers? I think they could. I don't know if they will. Me personally, I'm a big Keenan Allen fan. Like you might not even be able to tell, but this particular jersey right here is a signed Keenan Allen jersey. Former Cal player. He was my favorite player at Cal since he was a freshman. So Keenan is one of my all-time guys. So I love Keenan. If you want to bring Keenan onto the San Francisco 49ers, I'm for it because he's never been a speed demon. He wins with routes. He wins with precise cutting ability, and he's got great hands and still a decent producer. So the question becomes, would he come to the San Francisco 49ers in a pretty, let's face it, a pretty crowded room, all things considered, assuming Brandon Ayuk does return to form this upcoming season? Um, I'm definitely interested in Keenan Allen. We'll see if I can't imagine that the San Francisco 49ers would be spending a lot on a free agent wide receiver. So I think it would probably be a 1-year deal, maybe kind of a veteran, a little bit above a veteran minimum. But then you also have Amari Cooper as well. He spent 10 seasons in the NFL. He is a also very solid, polished route runner. Has definitely lost a step or two. It feels like, you never know. He's still 30, so there still might be some gas left in the tank. But these are definitely two options that the 49ers could consider. I would say this about both of these guys. I would actually prefer the 49ers look at defensive line veteran potential additions. I think more so of some rotational edge help. I know Jadeveon Clowney is out there. Zadarius Smith, I believe, is out there. So I would look more to the defensive line in terms of veteran help. Maybe they can look to both. But maybe that would be an option. But if we're talking Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper, yeah, they would be solid additions to the team. Guys with tons of experience, guys who have done it at the highest level for years and could absolutely come in and create an immediate impact. So maybe the San Francisco 49ers kick the tires on one of those guys. I think, again, it all comes down to what they assess the roster to be through OTAs and mandatory minicamp that are kicking off right now. And once they kind of get through this period, kind of assess their roster, then it's probably we're going to see like a little wave of some veterans signing once teams have determined where they need some additional help, and then they get those guys in the system, in the building, and prepared and ready to go for training camp. So could that be Keenan Allen? Could that be Amari Cooper? It could. It definitely could. I don't know. I wouldn't put any money on it. I wouldn't be betting that the 49ers are going to sign either one of these guys, but if they did, it definitely would be a help. I'm curious to know what you guys think about potential options who could come in and help the San Francisco 49ers this year, maybe outside the wide receiver position. Again, I mentioned some defensive linemen. Maybe you think there are other players out there that could definitely be of a help. I'm very curious to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments below who you think the 49ers should go after. And if it's Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen, let me know that as well, because I really do believe that the 49ers aren't as far away from being competitive as everyone seems to be talking about. I think, we're seeing some of the betting odds coming out, and I think the odds are in favor of the San Francisco 49ers, competing for the NFC West title, getting back to the playoffs. For whatever reason, the 49ers are betting favorites. It feels like year in and year out. It just doesn't matter. It's like set your watch to it. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I do believe the 49ers will be competitive. I believe they will have the opportunity to be competitive. And I do think that they could push for a playoff appearance after missing last year. So I think this could be a attractive destination for some veterans to come through, maybe do a little bit of ring chasing. The 49ers have been close, and who knows, maybe a couple veterans here or there could be a nice little sprinkle on top of what the 49ers current roster looks like. And as I've mentioned, I do think some additional veteran presences, whether defensive line, maybe the wide receiver room, could be of benefit. But you guys let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.